So we are live now. Welcome to series 1 of Sync with Nature, the Ayurvedic way. Today we have with us Dr. Shrey Shah. He is currently working as assistant professor with the Department of Kaya Chikitsa in the Jammu Institute of Ayurveda. And he has completed his MD in Ayurveda from Shrey College of Ayurveda and Research from our Bangalore ashram. So welcome Dr. Shrey to our channel.
Thank you. It's my privilege to be here.
Same here to be with you this afternoon. So could you please talk about yourself and how did you get your interest in Ayurveda?
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Jai Gurudev. And I feel amazed to be here today on this platform. Thanks to Kriya Didi and thanks to Abhimitha ji for hosting me here today. And yeah, so why Ayurveda is what you've asked me, right? So I have done my undergraduation, which is a 5.5 years course. It's called Bachelor's of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, followed by a master's in Kaya Chikitsa. So it's a 3 years course of master's, same as what people do in MBBS. So Kaya Chikitsa, my specialty is in general medicine, or you can say internal medicine. It deals with all the systemic illnesses of the body and how to treat them, how to manage them. So this is what I have been learning. It's an ongoing journey. I'm still learning. So this is about my qualification and about my journey of being an Ayurveda doctor. And so what you asked me, how did I take up Ayurveda? So it when this was around 9.5, 10 years back, Ayurveda has not been a very popular choice. At least at that time, it was not a very popular choice among students, to pursue it as a career. So I really liked medicine at that point of time. And then since my mother and father both are art of living teachers, and we had plenty of exposure towards Ayurvedic medicines, and I was seeing patients that time because my mom used to organize camps, Nadi Pariksha camps. So I had an exposure of, listening to stories about people being treated and all of that. So that time I was really inquisitive about Ayurveda, and then slowly started getting oriented towards it. So then I pursued this, and yeah, definitely our college, Shrey College of Ayurvedic Science and Research in Bangalore. I would say that it is the best possible place where anyone can learn Ayurveda, because you have plenty of exposure with patients and the best possible faculty, because Ayurveda is not something which is just literary. It is not something which is just written in the books. So unless and until you have the practical exposure of the same things which have been written in the books, only then the outcome will come. So that was possible when I was there in Bangalore in our college. And presently, I'm working as an assistant professor in Jammu Institute of Ayurveda. So presently, I'm working in Jammu and Kashmir. Yeah.
Thank you for that brief, Dr. Shrey. So, what exactly is Ayurveda? If you would want to explain it to a layman, how would you tell it?
So I think Ayurveda has become quite famous, and everyone's talking about it nowadays, especially in this pre-COVID scenario. Like everyone knows about Giloy, everyone knows about Ashwagandha, mm, and people have been using it plentifully in abundance. But what is Ayurveda? So these medicines are through the concept of Ayurveda that we're treating patients. So everyone has a faint idea about Ayurveda, being age-old science or something. Some people call it home remedies, all of these. But I'll tell you what the actual thing is, what Ayurveda, in the books, what it has been told. So our books, for what we say it is Ayurveda, is mainly three main books we have, which we follow, which are really old scriptures of Ayurveda. So mainly it is Sushruta Samhita, Charaka Samhita, and Ashtanga Hridaya. We have other books also, but mainly we follow these three books for purpose of studying Ayurveda. So in these books, whatever references we have is what we apply practically for the treatment purpose. So with respect to what is Ayurveda, Ayurveda is a holistic science. It doesn't just involve treatment. So it also involves prevention. So in the first initial chapters itself, when they say, okay, what is the purpose of writing such long books about Ayurveda, they say, okay, what is the point of it? What is the purpose of writing this Ayurveda? So it is swasthasya swastha rakshanam, aturasya vikara prashamanam cha. So they say it is first of all swasthasya swastha rakshanam. Establishing health in the healthy is also related to Ayurveda. That is what Ayurveda is also doing. That is the first aim. Next aim is aturasya vikara prashamanam cha. So it is treating the diseased is the second aim. And like everyone knows about this, Ayurveda. So if you break down Ayu and Veda, Ayu is lifespan. So Ayu and Veda. So Veda is knowledge, like we all know about. So the knowledge about the entire lifespan, how to live your life, is mentioned in Ayurveda. So it's a very broad term. Under Ayurveda, everything comes. So treatment modalities are not just pills, some kashayams. No, it's not just that much, which has been mentioned in Ayurveda. So it's a very wide spectrum of interventions or which have been told in Ayurveda, which we use. So a lot of things are there.
Thank you for telling us what exactly is Ayurveda in layman's terms. It was like you have explained, given a very, you brought out the whole, um, like it's a huge domain, it's a huge area, but you briefed us in a very small, simple terms. Um, how are humans connected to nature, and what exactly is the significance of seeing the early morning sunrise and sunset? How does it impact the mind, basically?
Yeah. So today's topic is a very interesting topic, and it appeals to people because how to be in sync with nature is what we're trying to convey here. So what question you've asked is rightly asked, like it is something which everyone asks. So first of all, how to be in sync with nature, and so that is what we usually think, because nature is there outside and we think we are not in sync with nature. So first of all, what we need to understand is we are human beings, we are in nature, so we are first of all already in sync with nature. So but only thing is we need to have this awareness how we are derailing from this sync, or how we are not in alignment with nature. So that requires little sensitivity. So you should be sensitive, or you should be observant. You should keep observing in your daily routine something which is going haywire. So, and first, so other thing is, in Ayurveda, when they describe what is the cause of any disease, what is the cause of any disease? So there are various bifurcations about the reasons what causes disease. So main bifurcation are three reasons. What they say is, first is asatmendriya artha samyoga. I'll just tell these Sanskrit terms and I'll explain each of them. Second one is prajnaparada, and third one is parinama. So first one is asatmendriya artha samyoga. So what is it? Indriya. Indriya is nothing but our sense organs. So our mainly five sense organs through which we perceive everything. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. So how you perceive anything, which your hearing capacity, your sight, touch, sense of taste, all of these. So the thing is, we are perceiving the objects or the external environment through these senses. So what happens is overindulgence or improper indulgence, or very less amount of indulgence or usage of these sense organs. So this is the first cause of causing any disease. So just let's take an example about the sense of taste. Right now, I think that is the most relevant thing to speak. So I like gulab jamun too much. I like sweets too much. So once in a while, it's fine. But overindulgence, eating it too much, that might satisfy your indriya, that might satisfy your sense organ. But as a whole in the body, it's not congenial for you. So this is one cause of causing a disease. So this was the first thing which I said. And second one is prajnaparada. So this is the most relevant thing we should understand right now. Prajnaparada is, I just quote what is prajnaparada. It is dhi dhriti smriti vibhrashtaha karma yat kurute ashubham prajnaparada tam vidyat sarva dosha prakopanam. So what is that? Dhi dhriti smriti, our higher intellect, or whatever you say, your intelligence or your discretion, when that's not working properly, that time you become a slave to your senses, or you don't think rationally. In that point, when you overindulge or you don't indulge in external things, whatever, it might be related to food, it might be anything related to the daily routine. So that causes a problem. So that is knowingly you are doing something which is not congenial for your body. So I know that I am prone to get cold or cough. I am prone to get a running nose frequently. Just an example. So, but then too, I feel like eating ice cream. I'm going to have an ice cream, hook or by crook. So this is prajnaparada. So this I know it is not congenial for me or my body, but then too I'll do it. So that is what in the end result is sarva dosha prakopanam. So it will cause an increase of all the doshas in the body. And last one is kala, parinama. So parinama is nothing but time. So time is with respect to the entire day timing, whether it is early morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever, or according to the daily routine, the cycle of the seasons. So that also I'll speak about it further. So all these any abnormalities in these three. So seasonal variation. So now we are observing this a lot. Okay? How the season has to be, it might not be that way. So like if you're in South India, it is supposed to start raining by May end and June. But sometimes it's starting to rain by April itself, or maybe by March end it is raining too much. Such things are definitely, that's why we see an increasing the number of viral fever, etc. So, or allergic conditions. So that is because the seasons, how they're supposed to be, it's not being that way, and that is causing a disease. So these three are the principal causes of any disease or imbalance in the body. So, with respect to your question in relation to why to wake up early in the morning and how is it important to expose yourself to the sun rays? So, in Dinacharya, so Ayurveda has these concepts of Dinacharya, Rutucharya, so and Sadvritta. So dinacharya is the routine you are supposed. It has been mentioned in detail how step by step what you're supposed to be doing. First, what to do. Second, what to do. So first thing is Brahmi Muhurte Uttishte. You should wake up in the Brahmi Muhurta. So what is this Brahma Muhurta? It is 40 minutes before sunrise. One Muhurta before sunrise. So it will vary every day. So they say you should wake up in Brahmi Muhurta. So why is it? You start your routine by Brahmi Muhurta and it is the perfect time to wake up. So after that, what happens is you might not feel fresh to wake up by that time. So if you miss that time period, you might not feel fresh. You might feel more lethargic to wake up. So, and when you wake up and start doing your activities in Brahmi Muhurta, naturally it is by default that you are exposed to sun rays which are coming at that point of time. And that point of time, what sun rays we get are congenial for various reasons. So mainly what we can say in scientific terms is vitamin D synthesis. Because right now we have a lot of problem with vitamin D deficiency. So at that point of time, naturally you are exposed to good sun rays, which will help, it will be absorbed through the skin and it will help in vitamin D synthesis in the body. So there won't be any deficiency.
So you talked about doshas. Could you brief us on that a
Yeah.
bit?
Yeah, definitely. So Ayurveda, it is based on certain principles. So first thing is Tridosha. So it is based on the philosophy of three doshas which are present in the body. So doshas are the one which are in the body and they are governing. So they are not always bad. So dosha, in Hindi if we say इसमें ये दोष है, उसका मतलब ये बुरा है. It is not good. It is not that way. So dosha, dhatu, mala, these three entities are responsible for the body. It is the body. So it is governing the body. So when they are in their optimal quantity, I'll just tell you after this what are the doshas. So once these three entities are in equilibrium, they cause health. They are responsible for an healthy individual. So he'll be free from any types of diseases. But when one of these three doshas goes up, down, or all three are haywire, it is not in an equilibrium. So it should be an equilibrium. So if it's not in an equilibrium, we call it samavastha. So when it's not in an equilibrium, it will cause problems in the body. So these three doshas are what? It is vata, pitta, and kapha. So you can't. I think in India we are very much familiar with these three doshas. What is vata? What is pitta? What is kapha? So vata, you can hold it responsible for the movements in the body mainly. You can't just generalize vata to be wind. So wind can't be called as vata because it has many functions in the body. So mainly if you say vata is responsible for any movements in the body. So even your intestinal motility is related to vata. And also your nervous system is related to vata. Pitta is related to metabolism in the body, mainly with respect to your gastrointestinal tract, with respect to digestion. So pitta is responsible for that, and mainly metabolism. And kapha is the one which is responsible for providing nutrition to the body. So again, that is important. So also one more fact I would like to tell you is that these doshas have their predominance according to the age, the time of the day. So in a lifespan, you can divide that you have childhood, then adolescence or an adult life, and then you grow old. So old age. So these three bifurcations, according to them, you can divide the predominant dosha. So I'll just quote the shloka. It is Vayo Ahoratri Bhuktanam Te Anta Madhyadi Gakram. So Vata Pitta Kapha. So if you consider the daytime, so the 12 days, 12 hours of a day. So in the morning time, it is kapha which is predominant in the body. And in the afternoon time, the mid hours of the day, it is pitta which is predominant. And by the end of the day, it is vata which is predominant. Fine. And same way with respect to food, you can take it into consideration. And same with respect to age. So in when you are in your childhood, it is kapha which is predominant, and in your middle ages, your adult life, it is pitta which is predominant, and by the end, that is your elderly life, it is vata which is predominant. So when you take the implied aspect of these three doshas according to the age, you see that, like how I told you, kapha is the one which is responsible for providing nutrition to the body. So that is why, because when in a child, it is the time when the tissues are developing, organs are developing, growth is happening in the body. So that is the time when kapha is there in the body. So any imbalance with respect to kapha will cause problems in the baby, according with respect to development or whatever. Same way, when you see pitta is responsible, like I told, for metabolism in the body. This is just a broad term I'm using right now for the purpose of understanding. You can't equate pitta as metabolism. It is one of the functions it is having in the body. So pitta is responsible for metabolism. So what you observe is, because of XYZ reasons, people might be indulging in some things which is not congenial to the body. So that is why in middle ages you start observing all these problems related to metabolism. Might be hypothyroidism, might be related to elevated cholesterol levels, etc. A lot of things. So again, that, and by the end stage of life, it is the time of vata. So vata is responsible for causing, when it is increased, it causes degenerative changes in the body. So that is why you see all of this osteoarthritis, etc. So osteoarthritis is nothing but joint pains, etc. So it is very common in old age. Why? Because it is already a time where vata is increased, and a slight overindulgence in things which cause increase in vata will cause all of these problems in the body.
I was not aware that these doshas impact on different ages of human life as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just knew that they move according to the every day, change according to the day, but not according to human lifespan as well. I was not aware of that. Um, so you said that overindulgence of senses, right? Like in COVID, we are all glued to our mobile phones and social media and all that. So overindulgence of sense organs, does it impact these doshas as well?
Yes, definitely. So, like how I told you, uh, any overindulgence or improper indulgence, when you, it's like these senses are meant to communicate between the external world and your mind. So you're supposed to use them in the first place. It's not like it is bad to use these senses, any of these five. But when you overindulge, like same, like how the example you said about using phones on social media, or uh, watching TV or whatever, binge watching. So it's not like it is bad. Uh, it is not bad. But yeah, overindulgence is bad. Or you doing it in not a proper manner. If you take a, if you're not watching the thing in an appropriate stance, that will cause problem definitely, right? So all of this definitely matters, and it will cause an increase in doshas. That is there. So, and then it will cause debility with, in relation to that particular sense organ. So eyes, like right now, it is eyes, and when it goes even further, that eyes, okay, already eyes have got compromised. Next will be your mind. It will definitely cause a problem on your mind, isn't it? So again, later on, your sleep cycle will be disturbed. You might not be able to concentrate better, because this is a entire cycle. It is. So first, it is first. I'll tell you the cycle. It is what you are perceiving. Like right now, you're seeing me. I'm seeing you on the screen. That is the object of perception. Then it comes to the eyes, and then eyes are communicating to the mind. So this is like, that's why the indriyas or the sense organs are like in gate, like a gateway, which is communicating with the mind. So definitely any of this, like I just gave an example about food, overindulgence of taste. Same way you said about binge watching. Same. So it will definitely have an impact on the mind. So later on, you will start having, when this is prolonged, when this keeps continuing, this abnormal schedule, it will keep continuing, then it will impair your sleep cycle. You might not get sleep properly, then you might not be able to concentrate. So definitely that will be.
So why is it essential to eat food which is region specific
Yeah,
and season and region specific?
very important this is. So what you are saying is absolutely true. It is essential for us to follow the terms of the region where you stay in. So it is called as Satmya in Ayurveda. Satmya is what you are used to. So, like right now, you are in South India, Chennai. I am currently North India, Jammu. So it should be regions specific. So first of all, I can't advise a patient here in Jammu to have idli every day or dosa every day. Hmm. Because they are not used to it. Even if they like it might not be congenial. Same way, I can't advise a person sitting in Chennai or Bangalore to have parathas every day because it won't get digested over there. So yeah, entire thing is about digestion here, and the it should be suitable to the body. So this tendency of it being suitable to the body is according to the place you live in. Hmm. So that's why it is important to have things which are grown in that particular area. So I'm not saying you discard everything completely. So once in a while is fine. You can have things which are, so it's like a delicacy. So here sitting in Jammu, I definitely love dosa and idli. So once in a while I can have that. But the things which are naturally available here, when you have those things, that is what I advise patients also. So whatever is available naturally or whatever is in the cuisine traditionally, that needs to be had. So I was just attending a conference of modern practitioners in Delhi, and the practitioner herself told that nowadays what I advise my patients is this: you should follow the same routine what your great grandmother was following. So it is not. It is how you can be in sync with the nature and avoid getting problems. So because right now I see a lot of people suffering from IBS, and all this is very common. So how you can avoid is be uh, whatever the traditional cuisine is there in that particular region, you should keep following that.
We have a live question now. Uh, could you please tell us about the vitamin D deficiency and why is it so common these days?
Hi, it's very common. Vitamin D deficiencies. It is very common. Like I told you, first of all, you should wake up in the morning. So the sun, which is just rising, that is the best time, and just before sunset. So it is the time when the sun rays are congenial for your, it will get absorbed in the skin and it will help in vitamin D synthesis. So definitely we are so busy in the entire day that we're not exposed to these sun rays. So definitely this is going to happen. So this is also a question. Ye pehle, why was this not happening before? Why is it so common right now? Everyone's inside their rooms, right? They're not exposed to the sun rays outside. So it's pretty common. Also, the food wise, if we see, we've compromised a lot. So that also causes all of this. So only thing is that we be well aware of this, like how we have this practice of Sandhya Vandana. So it is what during Sandhya Kala. So Sandhya is nothing but that a time of transit. So that's what the morning Sandhya which is done. It is the transition between night and day. The sun is just rising, and that is the time when you chant Gayatri. So what is happening is during that particular time, you are getting exposed to the sun. So it is going to help you. Same way, if there are various types of doing sandhya, people hold water in their hands in a water body. So nothing that is until there is water in your hands, you keep chanting Gayatri. So till that much time, you are exposed to the sun in the morning time. So that exposure is required.
How does food impact our thoughts and mind?
So Very good. This is again very much important. First of all, we have to be sensitive to acknowledge this fact that food is impacting our mind, our thoughts. Sometimes we become so rigid that or entangled in our daily activities that we don't even realize this is happening. Our performance in our workplace or in our personal life might go down, but we still don't realize that all of this has an impact on our daily life. So first of all, we need to acknowledge this fact that food has a definitive role in our thought process. So food, we call them as gunas, qualities. So there are 20 types of gunas which are there associated with food. So food can be either too strong, astringent. So all of this are there. And there are 6 types of rasas, 6 types of taste which have been told in Ayurveda. So they are Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Kashaya. So Madhura is sweet, Amla is sour, Lavana is salty. These 3, and then other 3 are Katu, Tikta, Kashaya. Katu is spicy. Tikta is bitter, Kasha is astringent. So mainly these 6 types of rasas or 6 types of tastes are present. So any type of food you eat has permutation and combination, increase, decrease of any of these types of rasas. So now these tastes have a direct impact on the doshas in the body. So anything too sweet, it will increase kapha in the body. Anything which is too spicy will increase pitta. So that I think everyone knows about this. It will increase the heat in the body. Anything spicy, common sense. This is. So, and then how is it impacting your mind is what you have asked. Right? So any of these doshas have direct relationship with the subtle doshas which are impacting the mind, which are sattva, rajas, and tamas. So these 3 are the ones which are governing the mind. So any imbalance will again cause disturbance in sattva, rajas, tamas. So I think everyone has observed this. Whenever you have spicy, whenever you have too much oily, your mind is jittery. Or you have a full meal you have, and then it's like very common in colleges and schools. You have a full meal, bhar ke khana kha liya, and then you sit for a class. You can't sit for a class. Impossible it is. You can't concentrate. You are so sluggish. You want to sleep. So that is your kapha has increased in the body. That is why it is like that. So all this definitely has an impact on the body.
We have few live questions here. What would you suggest for weight loss, the Ayurveda way?
Yeah. So I have many patients who come to me. So I ask them, what is your daily routine every day? Uh, they come with complaints of migraine or other things. And this is not related to weight loss. So they have this complaint. And then I ask them, what are you having? What are the times of your food and all this? First of all, they won't have a set routine. Anytime they'll have anything that is there. Or they'll be skipping breakfast. They'll be completely skipping breakfast. Their first meal will be maybe at 12 o'clock or something. So this practice needs to stop first of all. So like today's topic is what we need to be, how to be in sync with nature. So first of all, listen to your body. This is the first rule which has to be followed. Listen to your body. Listen to it. Whenever it is hungry, attend to it. Whenever it is hungry, give it food at that time. Don't starve it. Or otherwise, what will happen is for 2 to 3 days, when you do this, nothing is going to happen. When in a prolonged way, you keep doing this to your body, it will have repercussions on your body in a very bad manner. So that is how migraine starts. That is how it starts. So same way in relation to the question what you have asked, what we can do for weight loss. So weight loss for cosmetic reasons is what I don't encourage much in my practice. Okay, fine. If it is required, definitely required in your body when you have a sedentary lifestyle and it is required for you to lose your weight naturally. That time we have a lot of not only medication, mainly it is in the respect to uh, your ahara and vihara, food and your lifestyle. A lot of advices can be given. For example, we have a concept, it's called Guru Cha Atarpanam, which is especially advised in for weight loss or people who are obese or have too much weight. So what is it? It is a simple concept. I'm not going to give you recipes right now. This you can keep in your mind. So Guru Cha Atarpana. It is you have heavy food, but that heavy food should be such that it is not high on your high on calories. So what is there that you should feel satisfied after having the meal. It should not be like I've had something, I'm not satisfied after eating. Then it won't be something which is long lasting, isn't it? So you should have a meal which is heavy, first of all, Guru Cha Atarpanam, but it should not be very much. It should not be high on calories. So what is best is millets. Millets are very good in this aspect. So millets have a high fiber content. So that is what even has been advised in Ayurveda. It is called like Shudra Dhanya, it is called. So all of them have been advised. Barley has been advised, then ragi. All of these millets have been advised in Ayurveda. So that can be had. But definitely you have to attend to your hunger at that time. So this you can keep in your mind. Have food uh, which will quench your hunger. Your hunger is attended to, but at the same time, it is not high on calories. So millets is the best example which you can take. So that can be had. Also, can't advise medicines right now because it has to be done in person. Everything might not be congenial for everyone. So, but Trifla can be had. Trifla is good for losing weight. But again, like how I told you, first of all, person should be appropriate for losing weight. It should not be for cosmetic reasons. I want to lose weight.
Also, Gurudev always says in Art of Living, we are taught to eat the amount of rice that fits in our
Correct.
palm, right? So,
Yeah, Anjali Pramana. That's
yeah.
what that.
Okay. Summer is here, and to cool our body, I think Gurudev had advised us to drink alkaline water. So, what is alkaline water, and what is the benefit of it, and when to take it?
Yeah, alkaline water, like how it is understood, alkalizes the body. So what happens is during summers, maybe due to dehydration or your lifestyles, not just summers, just the lifestyle, uh, body starts getting acidic. Is what the general concept is. So to avoid this, what I counted as is it becomes there's a lot of inflammation which is happening in the body at that particular time. So to cool it down, to reduce it down, alkaline water is a very good option. So like how Gurudev says, you can put half or quarter lemon in water and 2 to 3 slices of cucumber inside it and keep it for some time, and then you can use it. So you can use it in the morning time, or you can use it throughout the day. You can have this alkaline water because right now summer is really on peak, so it can be had definitely. So it will neutralize the body basically and cool it down.
There's one more question. In our olden days, skin used to glow naturally, but now we are using too much cosmetics to make our skin glow. So, how can we overcome that?
So olden times we were in sync with nature. That's why everything was happening effortlessly. Right now our lifestyle is very much different. And what I would say is skin is an expression of your internal health. That is what it is reflecting. So everything, how much ever you apply, all that lipapoti you do, whatever. So it might not have a long lasting effect. So if your internal health, your overall health of the body is the one which is not optimum, so it will be reflected on the skin. So all of these luster of the skin, the complexion of the skin, or with respect to any of this, because right now people complain a lot about acne. So it is not through just external applications that it is going to be treated. So first of all, observe in your daily routine, how is your digestion? How are your other activities in the day? Assess yourself. If that is not proper, it is going to have an impact on the skin. And definitely external applications up to a certain, it will help you. It is not like it is not going to help you. If your skin is dry, you can apply oil. You can apply virgin coconut oil. That is very good to apply on the skin. You can also apply ghee. Ghee is very good to be applied on the skin. So ghee also can be applied on the skin for dry skin is what I'm saying. So such things can be used definitely. But yeah, keep observing your health at that time. Something is obviously haywire. That is why it is getting reflected on the skin. Might be some deficiency, something like that.
What is the thing? I mean, how does food impact our meditation as well? You spoke about the effects on the mind. So, how does it impact our meditation?
Yeah. So like how I told you, uh, first of all, we all know what are the prerequisites of a meditation. That I am nothing, I am doing nothing, and I want nothing. So to first of all, this is the prerequisite of a meditation. This is what Gurudev says. So, so to reach that state, first of all, your mind should be little bit calm, and that should be like beach mein. It should not be either too restless or it should not be too dull. So, like just giving an example, just after a meal you can't meditate because you're going to be very drowsy. So that meditation is going to become sleep for you. So that is not meditation. So you need the optimal amount of awareness at that particular time. So what is meditation? It is with awareness that you are giving rest to your mind and body. So for that purpose, with respect to food, uh, you should not have something which is too strong, anything which is too spicy, high on calories, or which is too heavy. Any extremes will definitely hamper the quality of the meditation you're going to have. Definitely. And to first of all be there. So it should not. The time when you do the meditation should not be immediately after food or you're too hungry. If you're too hungry, you're going to be very jittery. All you're going to think is about food. You won't be able to meditate at that particular point of time. So better is you pick up a time where you're not too hungry, and you can have your meal after meditation. So that's what Gurudev also advises, that you can meditate just before meals. That's the best time, because after meal you're going to be very drowsy. You won't be able to meditate. And just before meals, when you're not too hungry, you can start with the meditation. So by the time you finish meditating for 20 minutes, you're going to have a very good appetite to even have food. With respect to what kind of food to be had, you can have anything. But just the thing is, it should not be too heavy, spicy, oily. Especially, we call it as Rajasic or Tamasic food. Such food is definitely going to hamper your meditation, because why, it will cause excessive thoughts that will not help in meditation, definitely. So have something which is light to digest.
Uh, Many of us might also eat stale food, which leftovers from the fridge. Even that affects us, right? During meditation, our body, everything.
Definitely. Yeah. So one thing is the times which we live in currently. I can't keep advocating this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Sometimes we have to pick up a middle path. So in such a case, once in a while is fine. But only food that you have is stale food. Obviously, that is going to not only your meditations, it is going to hamper your entire body. It is not going to be good for the body itself. So that you need to stop. Once in a while is fine. When you have no go, you've kept something preserved in the fridge. Once in a while is fine, not a problem. But the only thing you have is that you keep reheating what is there, put in the fridge. You prepare for a week's time and have that. You're not having fresh food. That will definitely cause a problem, not only in your meditation, but to your body itself as a whole. So that you should be well aware of.
routine should we follow for a healthy lifestyle? When to wake up, when to have lunch, when to sleep. Some of us have a reversed biological clock completely. Throughout the day, people are sleeping, and at night they are working. Also, eating and working at the same time. So, uh, how does it impact us? What routine should we follow?
So, thing is, advices are there in plenty. You go to internet, you're going to get 1,000 advices regarding this. But the thing is, when are you going to follow it? So that's why first thing is you listen to your body first of all. Listen to your body. You will understand that uh, when that realization you will get, only then are you going to start following a particular routine, which might be advised either by me or anyone. So first thing is that listen to the body. Other things, general rules I can tell you right now, which can be followed on a daily basis, like how I told you in Ayurveda, we have this concept of dinacharya and rutucharya, which needs to be followed. So the same routine can't be followed during winter as the same one in summer. This is just an example I'm saying. So if you this is about rutucharya, because dinacharya few aspects I've already told in today's talk. With respect to Ritucharya is nothing but the seasonal variations which are happening. And what are we supposed to be doing according to the seasonal changes? Because season is changing, isn't it? So the weather changes. Like right now, it's 1st May almost. Hmm. And it's almost the peak of summer right now. When we see 6 months after this, so it's going to be almost November, December. It's peak winter by this time, that time. So you can't follow the same routine you're following right now, or same changes that you've adopted in the daily routine, that you can't follow the same things at that particular point of time, right? So that needs to be considered definitively. So like first thing is with respect to summers, you're supposed to have a very light diet, and liquids, you're supposed to have more liquids. And physical exertion needs to be avoided. So this is again the concept of physical exertion. Physical activity comes here, exercise. So exercise is not very much naturally possible during this point of time, because already you're getting depleted of energy in this particular season naturally. So that is why it is called as Adana Kala. Adana Kala is the time where you naturally lose a lot of energy because of the northern hemisphere is going nearer to the sun. So you're going nearer to the sun, and sun is definitely going to deplete you of energy. Whereas when you go to Visarga Kala, or the cool time when we face the 6 months, so that is the point of time which is called as Visarga Kala. It is good for getting energy. So that is the point of time when you can start doing exercises. That time is a good time when you can concentrate on building up your physical strength. Naturally, that can happen. Whereas summers, it's not possible because you're going to deplete yourself of energy. Again, during summers, your digestive capacity is reduced in general. So that's why it is advised to have light food during summers. So after summer, again monsoon comes, Varsha Ritu comes. Again, that time is a point where your digestion is again going to be haywire. Very easily, it will fall down. So that's why you're supposed to be very careful in these times about your digestion. Whereas when in winters, it's called Hemanta Ritu or peak winters. If you miss your breakfast, you're not supposed to miss your breakfast at any cost during winters, because your digestive fire is so good during winters that if you miss your breakfast, it is going to start depleting your body tissues. You will start feeling weak, dizzy. All of these problems can come because your digestive capacity is so good in winters that it is. That's why we have these customs of having dry fruits in winters. All of these practices are prevalent. Traditionally, we have this, that they'll soak nuts and have it in the morning time because our digestion is good at that time. So all of this will get digested easily and it can be stored in the body. It is going to be useful to the body. But same things if I ask you to have four cashew nuts, two apricots, uh, walnuts in summer season, it's going to cause indigestion to you. So same rules don't apply as per the seasonal variation. It's going to change. Definitively, it is going to change. Same with respect to, I can say, with sleep pattern. So in peak summers, usually in Ayurveda, we contradict day sleep. You're not supposed to sleep during the daytime. It's not good for the body. It blocks the channels. It increases kapha in the body, and it will make you more sluggish. But the only exception is for a healthy person. The only exception is during summers. So summers, you are allowed to sleep in the daytime. Not like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Half an hour of sleep is enough. So that will help you to gain back the energy. Whereas in winters, no, you can't sleep during the daytime. So same thing. So it will change according to the seasonal variation. So such things need to be considered. So, but first thing is listen to your body.
So basically, listen to your body is paying attention to your body and also to the food and
Yeah.
each season, how your body is responding. Everything we should pay attention to, right?
Yeah. One more thing I needed to emphasize is we usually ignore the natural urges of our body because we might be busy with our daily work, our commitments regarding our work. So what are these natural urges? So they are called adharaniya vegas in Ayurveda. So the urges which you're not supposed to control at any cost, you're supposed to attend to them at that particular point of time. So what are they? Uh, Mainly, what I can say right now is with respect to hunger, thirst. So these are natural urges. Whenever you feel hungry, have food. Don't ignore this urge. Whenever you're feeling hungry, attend to it and have food. If you keep ignoring this urge, it's going to have repercussions on the body, bad repercussions. So it is not going to be good for the body in the long run. So whenever hungry, have food. Whenever there is this urge of urinating, you should urinate at that particular point of time. So all of these patients who come for complain of headache, they say, okay, I'm susceptible to get headaches. So first thing is I tell about all of these to them because unless and until you pay attention to these things, these natural urges, and attend to them, no amount of medication is going to help you. So that thing is there. The urge of defecation, attend to it, because the thing is we keep ignoring it. I'm at workplace, I can't go. I'm not comfortable with the washroom. All of these problems are there. But if your body needs to void at that particular time, you have to attend to it. You need to do that. Same way with thirst, same with urination, same with sleep. So, like how you had asked me, right? That with respect to sleep, our routine is haywire. What about it? So, whenever you feel sleepy, sleep at that particular time. I'm not encouraging that you sleep in the daytime. When you actually listen to your body, you will feel asleep when it is sunset. After sunset, you'll naturally fall asleep when you follow the proper routine in the daytime. No? So then naturally by 11, 10 to 11 max, you'll fall asleep. So have a good 7 to 8 hours of night sleep, and then you wake up fresh in the morning. So when you listen to the body, all of these things will happen naturally. That's why this topic has been taken up, syncing yourself with nature. Because you are not different from nature. You are the nature itself. Because human beings are also part of nature. So only thing is our overindulgence, underindulgence, or improper indulgence in any of our daily activities is going to take us away from our nature. So that we need to be aware of. Then you're going to sink in nature easily.
Said that we should not sleep in the afternoon, but I personally prefer napping in the afternoon. But when I got to know a couple of years back, I got to know that sleeping in the afternoon causes us to gain weight. So I switched to listening to yoga nidra. So is it okay if we listen to yoga nidra soon after that?
Yeah, so yoga nidra is fine because you are aware at that particular time. If you do 20 minutes yoga nidra, it is fine. But yeah, after yoga nidra, if you keep sleeping, then it is going to be the same. So 20 minutes yoga nidra and then you wake up fresh. That is perfect, no problem. Because if you're tired, you need strength at that particular time, and then you need focus again to resume your work. So yoga nidra is best. So that one can see on YouTube. Gurudev's voice, it is there. Yoga nidra by Shri Ravi Shankar. That can be used on any time in the afternoon. Once can be. I advise students to do this. Whoever is preparing for examinations, because definitely they get exhausted by afternoon time. So 20 minutes of yoga nidra is very good for them.
Uh, there's one last question here. Why the fatigue in youth is so common these days?
There's no one reason for this, but yeah, it is very common right now. Fatigue in youth is very common. Uh, One cause might be just that they are not exposed to proper physical activity. Because we've seen this pandemic in these 3 years, and we have been limited to our houses. So again, getting out of this comfort zone is going to be a bit of a task. So might be that is seen as being lazy or something. So only thing is, an opportunity has to be given to the youths to start venturing into physical activity, start uh, taking not only physical activity, anything with respect to mental. You should exceed your limits, because that is the time when you can build up your capacity regarding this. So more of opportunity should be given to the youths to do that. And with respect to diet, definitely there are a lot of problems which are persisting in the youth, especially with respect to processed food. This I needed to emphasize this point. So natural food, fresh food, which is available and you prepare stuff out of it, it is very good. But with respect to processed food, it's not congenial to the body. It might be a very popular choice to be using it, but doesn't work out in long run. So that needs to be paid attention to. So a lot of processed food is used. So make sure you can prepare. You can easily prepare those things at home. Might be a little bit here and there in the taste factor might be there, because the amount of monosodium glutamate might be less, but that is going to be harmful to your body. So such practices we need to stop slowly. So once in a while, the frequency, first of all, we can do that. The frequency we can reduce, the youth especially. Next thing is with respect to the calories. We are using a lot of heavy dairy these days. It's become very normal to use it. Whereas when we see our grandfathers, grandmothers, or our great grandmothers or grandfathers, it was not a daily practice to have heavy dairy. It was festivals that we used to have such heavy food, right? So might be because we have a good access to all of these food products, or we've become economically very much stable these days that we can easily get it. Doesn't mean that you have it every day. With respect to paneer, if you say you should not have it every day, can't have it. First of all, your digestion is not optimum. How are you going to digest all of this? So such things we need to pay attention. Cream, heavy cream, then there's curd. Yeah, so I advise patients to, even some patients, to stop curd, stop taking curd. So yeah, everyone says that we are accustomed to having curd. How can we stop it? So, but then if it's not getting digested, what is the point of having it? It is causing problem to you. So at the same time, buttermilk is very good to be had. So you can have buttermilk. So same taste for curd, you can have it through buttermilk. So that's what we are not aware of the qualities of each type of food. Curd is heavy, it blocks channels and increases kapha. Whereas buttermilk, it is helpful in reducing all three doshas, and it is light for digestion and it will clear the channels. So these things, if we make people aware about it, so it's going to be helpful. So these things are good. And yeah, physical activity, they should be encouraged to do physical activity. Youth.
Dr. Shrey, what is your message to everyone on healthy and happy living?
Uh, so yeah, first of all is like the topic for today's seminar itself was syncing with nature. You don't have to sink, you have to sink in nature. So you should be in how the nature is, you should be in sync with it, along with it. So that's what. First of all is listen to your body. Next is the questions whichever you had asked are actually what we're supposed to be doing. So uh, follow the regional practices which are followed, like the traditional food practices, like how I told you, whatever your great grandmother used to do. If you keep following it, I don't feel you're going to have any problems with respect to your metabolism, or your health. So follow those practices. And also, if your great grandmother was staying somewhere in India and you are somewhere else right now, follow the local cuisine. That needs to be followed. So adopt all of those things. So this is going to help you. Also, like how I told you, attend to the natural urges. This is very important and this is very less discussed point. But this needs to be done. When you don't listen to the body in this manner, whenever you have to attend to the natural urges, like how I told you, hunger, thirst, urination, defecation, all of these, sleep. So when you don't attend to them, in a long run you're going to have problems. So each one has a specific set of problems. When you ignore, that also can happen. So that has to be done. And that's what have be aware of what you're eating, listen to your body so you understand. So we have these concept where even diagnosing a disease, we ask the patient, what do you feel like doing? So I usually ask this patient, you feel like having cold things, or you feel like having something which is hot? So your body naturally tells you what you're supposed to be having at that particular time. So these things you can assess yourself, right? What you feel like doing at that particular time. No, I want a lot of fluids. No, I can't take food right now. I'm not at all hungry. All these things you'll feel yourself. So listen to your body at that particular time. Also, when are you supposed to take a meal? Only when you have hunger can you take a meal, right? Just because the meal is very delicious, something which is made in front of you, and you might not get that opportunity to have that thing again, doesn't mean that you stuff yourself with that food, right? Should have optimum amount of hunger at that time. Only then you will be in a situation where that meal will get digested. If your previous meal itself has not got digested and you keep burdening your digestive system with more food, it's going to cause a lot of complications in the body. So listen to that. So hunger, you should come to know when you are hungry. Some people have forgotten what is hunger. Just because it is time to have food, they'll simply have food. So that's why listen. You first of all let the hunger build up, and then you can start having food accordingly. So hunger should be there for you to start having food. So these things can be followed. And with respect to your sleep, sleep again is very important. Good amount of optimum sleep is required. So don't compromise on that. 7 to 8 hours is required. And in the daytime, okay, in summers, it is fine to have half an hour sleep in summers. Other than that, day sleep needs to be avoided. So such things can be inculcated in daily practice. Also in daily practice, what we can inculcate is certain practices from Dinacharya, like, daily massage can be done. If you can't massage your entire body, at least the feet can be massaged, the ear lobes can be massaged, your scalp can be massaged with oil. It's going to be very good for your overall health. So such things can be practiced on a daily basis. So, but we need to inculcate these things if you have not followed them since the beginning. Start anew. Can be done.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shrey. This was a beautiful session, syncing with nature. I hope our viewers gained a lot from this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thanks to Priya Didi for giving this opportunity to, and I could share these aspects. So thank you, thanks a lot, and thank you, Abhimitha ji, for being there and hosting the session.